7-year-old lab mix. He had Bear before we even got married. The dog was his best friend. They were always together. When Pete passed, I was a mess. The only thing that kept me going some days was Bear. He would just lay with me and let me cry. I feed him, walk him, pay his vet bills, and he sleeps in my bed. It's been me and him for 8 months. Lily came to visit for a few days to help pack some of her dad's things. She saw Bear and started about how much her dad loved him, and she wanted to take him back to her mom's house. She told me Bear is a piece of her dad, and she deserves to have him. Ma'am, you were here for 4 days of the year. Bear doesn't even know you like that. I told her no, calmly. I told her I love Bear too, and he's my companion now, and she can come see us anytime she wants to. Fair enough. She lives in a small apartment with her mom and 2 cats. And Bear is used to playing in a big yard with a quiet house. I also reminded her she's in college and busy, and I'm home most of the time. Leaving Bear all for her mom or something. She's Pete's blood, and I do want to keep the relationship with her. Let her visit us sometime, but she got really upset. She said I wanted everything. She said her dad would want her to have the dog, and I'm sure she's always welcome here to see Bear, but I can't say for sure if she'll want me coming to see her to see Bear. That doesn't make any sense. Her mom texted me later to talk about it. She said Lily really wants to keep the dog. Okay, cool. Get her a dog. Get her a dog that looks like Bear, because she's acting like she's 11 when she's 19. I feel bad because I know she's grieving too, but I can't imagine losing Bear on top of everything. I feel like it would break me. I also think the dog would be stressed moving to a new place with cats. He's an old guy. Lily's gonna have to find a different way to deal with her grief. This is stupid. The dog lives with you. The dog's lived with you for years. The dog's been with you for almost a year exclusively without, I almost said the ex, the deceased husband. That's your dog. Unless you didn't want him. Not the a-hole. All the reasons you gave her for saying no were completely reasonable, but grief makes people lash out. It's possible the relationship may be ruined, but not by your hand. She can accept it or not. Agreed, the dog's welfare is paramount. He lost his owner, who he loved for 7 years, and he's been living with OP for 6 years. She is his dog parent. Losing both his parents at home to live with 2 strangers would be detrimental to him. Not the a-hole. Family condolences to OP and your family. Couldn't agree more. The dog is grieving too, and worse, they don't totally get why dad is not around anymore. To take Bear away from probably the only home he's known to live with virtual strangers and 3 cats in an apartment is cruel. And what is Lily's mom even thinking? Why does she want a big dog in that tiny apartment that already has 2 cats? Her kid's gonna be at school all the time. She's gonna have to go walk the dog 4 times a day, if not more. They're not gonna do that. Stupid. Okay. Am I the a-hole for unforgiving my friend after a social experiment with us went viral? I, 22 male, friend 23 female, Lindsay. Had a friend Lindsay for years. I recently introduced her to my other friend 21, Olivia. We went out for drinks and Olivia were giggling. Lindsay said, I ship you both. I laughed and said, what? She said, you guys are flirting. I told her I'm gay, and she said, what? You're gay? No way. I always wanted a gay bestie anyway. I said, keep it quiet because my parents don't support gay people. She said, okay. We left the bar. Lindsay was tipsy. We were going to McDonald's. A group of guys approached her and said, are you single? She said, no. He said, are you sure? I have a Tesla. Yeah, I'm sure. She said, yeah. My 6 boyfriends wouldn't like that. And they said, what about your chubby friend? She's fine too. These guys sound great. This guy sounds great. I wonder how he's single. saying the joke turned to them to make fun of their friend for being gay rather than being weird to her and Olivia. I said, yeah, but I only just told you I'm gay and you're already making fun of me in front of people. She said, I'm sorry. You just seem really straight. It surprised me. I'm sorry. It then went quiet. She left shortly after, and Olivia and I just hung out on our own. She messaged me saying, hi, I just want to say I'm really sorry. I didn't think before I was speaking. I love you, Diva. Was she calling him Diva before? Or is this new? You're my best friend. I'd never want to hurt you. I had forgiven her. I said, it's okay. I overreacted. Those guys were total weirdos. Understandable you wanted to make fun of them. I think we're both a bit drunk, and you said things without thinking, and I got a bit over emotional. Love you, Diva. Okay, so maybe they do use Diva. After that, it was fine until the past few days. A clip from YouTube video has gone round. It's of our interaction. It was a social experiment to see who could pick up the most girls in 24 hours. Okay, we want names. Who's doing this social experiment? It became a theme throughout the whole video, and after our section, that one guy got half a point for picking up a man. But he didn't. He didn't pick up a man. Oh, maybe down the road he did. I don't know. With my face being shown, people were finding it really funny in the comments of the YouTube videos and the clips on shorts and TikToks. It got sent to me and Lindsay by people who recognized us. What a nightmare. And it got even back to my family. They're so upset, asking why she would say that. Lindsay has been sending me clips of it that has come up for her You page. I told her I'm really upset. She apologized again, and I said I don't forgive her. She said she thought that I did. I said, well, I don't anymore. I take it back. Now everyone knows I'm gay, even my parents, because of her. She said she's sorry, and I'm glad, but I want a break now. She's respected that, but Olivia's saying I was too harsh, and Lindsay didn't mean it. Or no, it was being filmed, and it's the guy's fault, not hers. Right, it's mostly the guy's fault. However, I understand. Like, it's fresh again. It's a fresh wound again. Not the a-hole. You forgave her based on what you knew at the time. Once the joke effectively outed you to your family and thousands of strangers, it changed the impact. Yeah, things are different when it became viral. And OP is the only one suffering the consequences of Lindsay's actions. Trust is gone, so there's nothing left of the friendship. It wouldn't have happened in the first place if Lindsay didn't betray your secret in such a careless manner. Like, she can't hold water. She couldn't hold this secret for 5 minutes. Not the a-hole. Also, go report the video. Can you report a video that doesn't break any rules, but you're just in it? I don't know. I really don't know, guys. My allergies, itchy. Okay, this OP report the video filmed without consent and being outed is genuine harm. Platforms do take these down, especially the clips. Get friends to mass report if the channel's monetized. Mention it in the report. Which, yeah, absolutely would do, because screw this guy. He shouldn't be filming videos like this in the first place. But the damage is done. Now, I'm sure down the road, maybe he'll look back and be like, I'm glad I'm out now. Now I have all this freedom because I'm out. My parents know they're just going to either have to accept it or not. But right now, that was not the way that he chose to come out. Here, I agree. It can be taken down, but it's kind of like using a mop to empty a lake at this point, isn't it? Maybe, this is not, maybe just use it, spin it somehow, start your own TikTok or whatever, and talk about how awful that was. Am I the a-hole for making my kid call the coach to tell him that she's quitting? My kid is a quitter. She wants to try a sport, realizes she doesn't like it, and then wants to quit. This happens with basically everything she tries, hobbies, commitments, and so on. A, when did this pattern start? Because after that, we're not signing up for anything else, because these things cost money. B, you can finish the season. And C, whatever this is about to come to, yeah, you're quitting yourself. Vocally, probably in person. Okay, I force her hate. And that sucks. She has a big stubborn streak and will try to make it everyone's problem. I have forced her to finish things before. It's just not a fun time for anyone. My daughter is 12 and wanted to join cross country for the summer. Well, now that it's hot, she doesn't wish to do it anymore. That's the reason she gave. She wishes to quit the team. I told her no. Now it will get cooler, but she is done. I don't know what that means. Yesterday night for practice was not fun. She complained constantly and forgot her water, but luckily a friend had some extra. Why don't attend the practices? You're the parent. You don't have to subject yourself to that. You're not in the sport. You drop off. You pick up. You don't have to subject yourself to every practice. I told her if she wants to quit, then she can call the coach's number and tell him herself. She hates talking on the phone, some anxiety with it, and refuses to call him herself. Wow, she just refuses everything. She sounds like a total gem. That has been running the deal, and she's upset. That has been the running deal. She's upset. My ex kind of pissed at me for this and is claiming that I'm being a dick, and I should just let her quit. Oh, that's why she's being a dick. She's got one parent over here saying, yeah, whatever, to everything. I could call the coach's number instead of making my kid do it. Okay, not the a-hole. I agree. You're teaching your kid how to be an adult. If you make a commitment or something to somebody, you stick to it, even if it's difficult. I also like that you're having her be the one to quit. She wants to quit, fine. She needs to be the one to tell the coach she's quitting and why. There are good life lessons that you're teaching. How come X hasn't already called? Since it's just so easy to call the coach and quit, how come X hasn't already made that call then? Quitting is her choice, so communicating that choice should also be her responsibility. My soccer coach made it mandatory that we call him if we had to miss practice or whatever starting at 12 years old. If our parents called him for us, we got benched. It really was a good learning lesson, and I think that is age appropriate, right? Good coach. I hated it at the time, but everything got easier after that. Starting with a trusted coach is a safe obstacle. Probably the best way to get comfortable with that kind of responsibility, right? Because a lot of kids aren't going to experience having to talk to an adult about commitments or tasks and stuff other than their parent and their teacher. This is like a total third party that they have to learn how to communicate, and that's going to be, their bosses one day, their superiors one day, their supervisors, whatever. So I think that's a really good rule that was implemented by the coach. Whatever your parent says in one ear out the other, you need to come talk to me. It's a good lesson in communication and in responsibility.